Ain't nothing.
Yeah, you have to be careful.
What are you doing, Outlaw?
Well, poor old Dan, we got to show him what a real airboat looks like. So, building a new 1949 Continental E185 for him.
E185?
Yeah, E185.
So this is just a preliminary, just stripping her down?
Stripping her down.
Gonna rebuild it?
Rebuilt. Take the crank out, get it cut plan.
What do you think, Dan? 6-cylinder versus 4-cylinder?
Oh, well, I think my 4-cylinder will take this 6-cylinder without any problem at all.
All right, well, we're gonna have to see about that. Because currently you're not operating, are you?
It'll be years before we get this thing running.
we gotta fix your boat, don't we, Dan? Unless we gotta put a cylinder on it.
We need advice.
Who are you gonna call? Nobody?
Nobody, yeah.
All right, so Busby, you're just tearing it down, which is boring. Because you got to check all the...
Actually, it's not boring. It's quite interesting if you look at this motor, the way that it's built. Now, this is
spec parts and...
Yeah, well, when we put it back together, we'll go through all of that. But 1949, is it hard to find parts?
No, very common. It's E185, a lot of them.
So just explain, because we may not be there, what you got to do over here in the end here.
This crank is going to be sawed off. Go ahead, you tell them. You're the knowledge. I don't know nothing.
They're going to cut it here, thread it, make a standard, like the Coleman prop hub, put on, screw on.
Screw on, so they're going to bolt it on there, and then you can put, that's where your propeller is going to go to push the boat. Yeah, so that's the back, the front to the back now. Yeah. Because that's the front of the airplane.
That's the front of the plane.
But now it's going to be backwards. Very good. Yeah. Do you have anything to say to nobody?
Yeah, you know me, I don't talk a lot.
Just enough. Just enough. Well, hurry up so we can go drink some beer and play poker.
Not like Dan to miss out on a beer.
Yeah, right? Poker tonight, right, Dan?
Absolutely. If I drink a couple beers, it'll give you a chance.
Yeah,
what do you think, Phil?
I'll give a monologue. I don't know. I don't know how many beers Dan's had so far, but...
You think it'll work?
Oh, it'll work, but I was told when I arrived here that there was too many questions being asked by someone who shall go nameless, or Vermont Dan.
And who? All right, that's what I said.
Why are you asking all these questions, Dan? You ain't going to build no motors.
Because he wants to know. There's nothing wrong with being curious.
Absolutely. You guys are going to be surprised when I take that motor apart all by my lonesome.
Yeah.
And then I call you up for advice to put it back together.
Yeah, Dan's a curious guy, Buzz. I mean,
it's good. He needs the knowledge.
Yeah, he's a curious guy, like, when he was at boys camp when he was a kid.
Easy.
He forgot his history lesson.
And here comes our swamp terrorist.
Yeah.
He came over to...
World War II.
What do you think, terrorist?
You got a little education today?
No.
No.
What do you think? You going to help your dad build his motor?
You should learn something every day.
You think a boat's going to be fast? It's going to be beaten. You're going to be a bushwhacker with this thing, huh?
Does that mean yes when you nod your head?
Yes, it does.
Okay, very good.
All right, that's enough.
Cool.
You guys got to tell me what the hell you're doing here.
What we're doing is we got a stock bore on this, and we bought 5 over rings, and we're now cutting them down to the ring gap that we want.
Okay, now ring gap. Busby, what exactly does a ring gap mean?
The clearance right here in your cylinder for your expansion and contraction.
So when it heats up, it'll close that gap.
I go a little tighter than air specs on this.
And what we just let it wear in and it'll re-gap itself.
Well, not necessarily. You want to keep your gaps as tight as you can without them closing. You don't want it closed. But,
yeah, because the ring could snap in there, right?
But of course, these are steel cylinders with chrome rings. Real nice cylinders. These are turning out good.
Okay, well those are the original ones on the motor when you tore it down.
1949.
And you already did the valve jobs on them?
Valves are all done. Intakes are all done. Put valve seals in them.
Okay, now Roy brought a gizmo down here. Roy, what is that gizmo you got right there?
That's a ring gap cutter.
Okay, and it's used, yours is for what, for bikes? But it doesn't make any difference, right?
Actually, they're universal. They can be used for motorcycles or cars or whatever, but when you're getting into airplane rings, they're quite a bit bigger than anything else. So we'll cut it down. What the 5 over rings are going to do is they will increase what's called mechanical drag a little bit.
Yeah, hold on a second. Hey, can you lower the radio? Some people. All right, go ahead.
So what I was saying was the 5 over rings will increase a little bit of the mechanical drag on it because the spring against the cylinder will be a little tighter.
Yep.
But we're okay with that in an airboat application because we're more concerned with making a nice tight bore with not much blow by past those rings.
Yeah, better
Not
compression.
in an application where it's going to be wide open 24/7.
Okay. Yeah, because it revs up and down.
See no blow by coming out of my hand.
Yeah.
We'll see. All right, so how does this gizmo work here? We'll zoom in there.
We're going to show
It's
you.
a diamond wheel.
Okay.
And normally it has a hand crank, but on this application we modified it to a battery drill.
Same time.
Okay, and what is that thing there? That's the ring itself in your hand, Busby?
Yeah.
Ring, yeah, ring.
Okay. So that's all. Then it,
Keep steady pressure. These are 5 over, like I said, and the cylinders aren't wore at all, so it's coming out nice.
so what do you just grind them a little bit and check the gap with a feeler gauge?
Yeah.
Show you how we do that in a minute.
So you just slap it in there. What's that to make it even?
Yeah. Get it down towards the bottom of the bore where it's going to be. A little further. Check our gap.
Oops, a little dark in there.
Yeah, they're tight. We've only got about 10.
All right, so you just stick that little gizmo goes in the gap,
Yeah.
and you'll know what you want, and then keep
Yeah.
grinding until you're good.
I come down to see my brother Busby there working on a new motor. Got to see if he's doing it right.
A lot of modifications done.
Yeah, looks like that was a
Yeah.
gear nose on there at one time. They did a little modification there.
Yeah, it had that old, it's 1949, it had that old long spline crankshaft,
Right.
so I went to a later model crankshaft and had to get some gears built for it, turned down for the front of the crank.
Look at them cylinders. Those
Yeah.
are some nice, clean cylinders.
Yeah, 1949,
Yeah,
oldie but goodie.
a good vintage year.
Yeah. Yeah, they checked out good cylinders, good valves, went through new pistons, special piston. I can't tell you everything I put in it until you see me on the river.
Right, I know. What the hell do they do?
We're real airboaters, not
Right.
them car boats. The pump
Pump
here
right
to
there.
pump out of the engine flying around, but all that I got rid
So
of.
this is the pump right here, right?
The oil pump,
Yeah.
yeah. You see, it's a dry sump engine.
Yeah.
It was one of the first injection carburetors, like a fuel injection, like a throttle body, back in the late 40s.
You're gonna put fuel injection right on it again, aren't you?
No, I'm going
Oh, you're going
carburetor.
Carburetor?
And I put a bigger hole down here for oil drainage.
Yeah.
I'll have Aaron build me an oil tank.
There you
You
go.
know Aaron, don't you?
Yeah, I know that little guy.
Aaron's his son. He's a pretty good fabricator.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's been playing with it for a while.
I don't know, he's doing some work for you, ain't he? Filling your cage? That little incident?
Yeah, I heard he's doing some work on your cage.
Yes, that in itself is another story.
Yeah, I'll never get the true story on that one.
No, yeah, he crashed his boat into a tree.
Wow.
There's the rifle when I fell out of the boat. There's a piece of the prop. There's the captain. And here's what's left of my boat.
I'll tell you how, you know why that happened? He was used to the height of his own boat.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
That's the way that's what happened there.
Plus he was a little overwhelmed with the sheer power of my boat.
Oh, that's it. Would you have a tractor pulling it through the woods or what?
I wish it would have made it getting out of there a lot
Yeah, you wouldn't
easier.
have to push it up. Well, he's doing
Hand
something
up.
other people
Yeah,
usually don't
see.
do.
I set all the clearance at
Yep.
45, every one. I mean, it's put together like a Swiss watch. So.
It's gonna run like a Swiss watch.
But I take a little more time than most people building engines.
Well, you got more time than most people.
I wish.
You got more time than I've got.
Yeah. Yeah, but
It's all good.
yeah, and a little different cam. And
Yeah.
I don't want to tell everybody my modifications. You know, you just can't do that.
And you could tell me this was a Mercedes pancake motor, and I'd believe it.
I'm just throwing Dutch original pistons out of it. There's no skirt on them.
Yeah.
These have a short skirt, a little different style, and the little ring difference in them. But
So how long before you're gonna put this one on the boat?
well, blueberry season hitting, so I'm just gonna pick up now and put it away. And then
That's
after
right, that's
season,
coming
I'll
up,
build
aren't
the
you?
boat.
You'll be busy as hell here
Yeah,
when that happens.
7 days a week.
Everything looks like it's being put together right. That'll be one screaming engine. Be a fast boat. A little short in the hull. All kinds of meat in the motor. He's gonna run my ass into the ground.
That right, Outlaw?
We'll see you at the pub.
That's right. I'll be there.
Keep the beer cold.
That's right. I do that for my phone.
Every time everybody goes for an airboat ride, nobody ever tells me.